We have a game 7 in the NBA Finals for the first time since 2016, and we're going to get into all of that, I promise you. But I want to talk about something else first. Me and my fiance just finished episode 12 of this season of Love Island, and oh my goodness, why did what's his face? What is Buddy's name? The Caucasian homie, not Nick, Austin. Why did he pick Taylor? Send Hutta home, man. Get Charlie. I don't care. Honestly, I don't really care that Charlie went home. But the only reason I'm mad about it is because I want Hutta gone, man. Oh my goodness, we were so close. You had Ace and Nick stand on business, and then all the girls go and vote for Charlie, and then Nick and then Austin just goes Taylor. Like what? What? There was out of those three people, Taylor was the last person you should have picked, and he sits down and goes, "Oh, I fucked up. Shut up, shut up. If you're gonna pick him, at least stand on it. Don't sit down immediately and go, oh, I fucked up." To try to get the best of every single viewer in America, so that way you're liked by everybody. No, it's not working with me, buddy. I don't like you. Okay. Stand on business. Y'all be talking all this trash about this girl and just stand on the business. That's all I'm asking you for. Can y'all not see what everybody else is seeing? The woman has issues. Send her home. Damn it. Man, I love Ace, by the way. When Ace laughed when they announced that they wanted what's her face to be in a couple with Jeremiah, dog, I literally almost cried. It was the funniest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. All right, anyways, it gets to the game 7. I didn't watch a second of this game because I didn't think it was going to be a good game, and I was watching the score, box score, watching everything like that, and then I get out of the shower, and it's a 20-point game at halftime. Like, I go into the shower, and I think Indiana was up like 12 or 10 or something like that, and then I come out of the shower, they're up 20 at half, and I was like, okay, cool, it's over. I was like, it's GG's, the game isn't worth watching. I was box score watching, everything like that. I didn't expect this to be a good game going into it. I expected for one team to blow the other out, and I didn't really care which one of them it was because I think OKC's winning the series either way. And I do kind of get the vibes that this just seemed like OKC wanted to end the series at home. They wanted to bring their first championship as the Thunder, and they wanted to do that in front of their home crowd and everything like that. But I do want to say that is a very risky play, especially against a Pacers team that for the most part has played you very well in these NBA Finals, against a Pacers team that is a dangerous team, and against a Pacers team that has the ability to be a team that is disciplined, to not turn the ball over, that can shoot the piss out of the ball on any given night, that has the best bench in the NBA, everything like that. So I do think it was a risky play, not just because of how good the Pacers are, and I think how it's just like how much of a toss-up a game 7 is. Like literally anything can happen in a game 7. Now, there's factors here where it's like Halliburton's hurt and Miles Turner's had not a good game the entire series. Outside of that one stretch in the fourth quarter of game 3, Miles Turner has not done a single thing positively for the Indiana Pacers this entire series. And Aaron Nesmith hasn't done much this series and everything like that. Like there are things here where it's like, and you have the best player on the court, every game, everything like that. So there are things here where it's just like I feel more confident in OKC 100%. But at the same time, it's like it's a game 7. Especially when you're a young team, you're an unproven team, you're not a team that has that championship cachet. You've never been there, you've never done it before. It is risky to just be like, yeah, we want to bring it back to our home court for game 7. It's just a risky move. And then a couple more things I want to say about this game 7 before we get into some things that happened tonight. The first thing I want to say is I'm not expecting this Game 7 to be like a 2016 Finals type of Game 7 or one of those Game 7 where it comes down to a buzzer beater, it goes into OT or something crazy happens. I just don't believe it's going to happen. I think this season, for the most part, there have been mostly blowout Game 7s. I believe when the Clippers and Nuggets went to a Game 7, I have literally no memories of that game, which tells me that I'm right in remembering that it was a blowout. I believe OKC blew out Denver in a Game 7, which you know what I'm saying? And I just think that similar thing's going to happen here. However, I do think of the Game 7s that have happened, I think this one has the most potential to be a close game. There are a couple reasons I don't think it's going to happen. First of all, Hallie and Miles Turner need to show up in a way that Hallie hasn't done besides Game 3 of this series, and in a way that Miles Turner hasn't done this entire series. And I think with Halliburton hurt, I just don't think it's going to happen. His stats, the only thing that gives me hope going into it is that, okay, it's Thursday, you got Friday or Saturday to rest, and then the game is Sunday night. So you got 2.5 days to rest, and you only played 23 minutes tonight, and you didn't do nothing crazy. You didn't do nothing very well. So you have the ability to get some rest. It's like you didn't wear yourself out too much in this game. You didn't have to play 48 minutes in this game for y'all to get the win. It was a blowout win where you only had to play 23 minutes. That's a good thing. You get to rest, but it's still an injury. it's a leg injury. That is always a bad thing, especially for a guard like Hallie that relies on getting to the paint a good amount of times, that relies on his speed, and like not necessarily his speed, but just like he does a lot of things for the Pacers. Like he's not a guy that's like off ball where he doesn't have to use his legs much, and he's also a guy that's already going to be hunted defensively, so now even more so. You know what I'm saying? So it's going to be tough for him, and especially Miles Turner. And, bro, Miles Turner, you better thank God that your team is winning. You better thank God y'all blew them out today, because my brother, 1 for 9, over 3 from 3. I mean, at least you weren't just standing at the three-point line this game, but like 4 rebounds, Miles Turner. Siakam had 13. Obi Toppin had 6. T.J. McConnell had 9. Benedict Mathurin had 4. Ben Shepherd had 5. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 teammates of yours that are all shorter than you that had at either the same amount of rebounds than you or more. If you're not going to score the ball, and you're not gonna like you've been playing okay defensively in this series. Chet Holmgren had his worst game of the series. He didn't do a damn thing in this game, and luckily for you, he wasn't rebounding the ball at all anyway. But if you're not going to give your team anything offensively, and I think that is one of your biggest draws as a center, is your ability to stretch the floor, your ability to space things out. If you aren't doing that, you better get on that block and rebound the ball. You better finish with 5 stocks. You got to do these things for you to be valuable if you are not going to be shooting the ball well, because you haven't shot the ball well the whole series. You haven't had a good offensive game the whole series, and I don't know if that sickness is still bothering you, but buddy, at this point, what do you have, pneumonia? Like West Nile virus for that to be still bothering you to this extent? I haven't heard nothing about it since like game 4. Maybe even game 3. So like, can we be that ass? Like, I'm not giving you that excuse. I expect better from you. You're the vet. You're the guy that has been on this team for a decade. You've been on this team since I was in middle school, I think. So I'm expecting more from you. I'm expecting you to lead. I'm not expecting you to come out here and be 1 of 9. In other games, you're like 0 for 6. I don't want to see that. You are just out there just taking up space and not doing nothing. I'm telling you, you better thank God the Pacers have found a way to win. And Tyrese Halliburton, I haven't forgotten about you, buddy. You've had one good game this series, and I get the injury and everything like that, but if you're going to go out there and play, you're going to go out there and play. I'm not giving you that full injury excuse, especially when it's like you're not walking out there and like you are obviously injured, so I'm not going to say nothing crazy, but it's like if you're going to go out there and play, you have to go out there and play. Especially when TJ McConnell has been so much better than you this entire series. Like, if you don't think you can play, sit the fuck down so TJ McConnell can play more minutes, because he has been your X factor this entire series. Him and Obi Toppin have had like the series of their lives, and they did the same thing tonight. They both played well tonight, and it's just like throughout this series, for the most part, Halliburton has had games where he's been their 3rd or 4th best player. In game 3, he was hooping. Don't get me wrong, but in like almost every other game, it's like in game 1 he hit the game-winning shot, but it was Nembhard and Siakam that got them back close into it. In game 2, nobody did a damn thing for him. In game 3, he played well. In game 4, he didn't do a damn thing. And in game 5, he did less than a damn thing. You know what I'm saying? So it's like in game 4, TJ McConnell was the one that gave them a chance with his 18 points off the bench, if I'm remembering that game correctly, and then he gets it close, and then nothing happens. Well, nothing good happens after that game. After that point, I mean, not just after that game, but after that point in that game. So yeah, man, it's just the only 2 players that I'm not worried about going into this game 7 for Indiana. Siakam, who's been mostly consistent. This was his worst game of the series, but he's been mostly consistent. And then Nembhard, who just had his best offensive game of the series, but has been doing all he can defensively the whole series. And while that may not look like it if you go look at Shai's averages, if you've been watching this series, he's been doing all he can. So those are the only 2 guys where it's like I feel pretty confident about what we're going to get from them for the most part. And everybody else, and TJ McConnell and Obi Toppin too, because just how good they've been this series, I can't go into Game 7 thinking that's not real. Like, I can't go into Game 7 just thinking all of a sudden they're going to have a stinker. And if it was one of those 2 guys that I think was going to randomly have a stinker in Game 7, it would be Obi Toppin. I'm not worried about TJ McConnell. Because I think he's just going to find a way to get it done. On to the Thunder, man. J-Dub and Shai were the only Thunder that were scoring. They both had a pretty good game. They weren't like super aggressive, 15 and 13 shots between them, and neither one of them hit a 3. J-Dub over 4, Shai 0 for 1. 21 points, 16 points, but they were really the only ones doing anything. Isaiah Joe came in his minutes and shot efficiently. He got his 11 points off, good for him. And then Jay Will came in, hit 2 3s, shot efficiently, got some rebounds, did his thing, got 7 points, did the things he needed to do. Isaiah Hartenstein was good in his minutes for them, within his 16 minutes, he got 10 points. That's good for him. But I wasn't impressed by anything the Thunder did today, and I don't think that it didn't look like they were really I can't say it really didn't look like they were trying because I didn't watch the game. But from the box score, it looks like at this game they really didn't give a damn. which again, risky as hell. I'm not saying I agree with that strategy at all, but that's kind of the vibe I'm getting. I got the vibe of that going into the game. Chet Holmgren, 24 minutes, 2 of 9, 4 points. What the fuck? What? 2 of 9, 4 points? I was going throughout this season saying you were probably the second best player on the team. No. That's done. That's gone. Lou Dort, 1 of 5. Lord have mercy, buddy. You didn't do anything this game. Other than that, I really don't have anything else to say, to be honest with you. Like, yeah, terrible OKC game. They literally couldn't hit a three. Last time I checked, they were like 1 for 16. I can go back. I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna look, see what they finished the game at. But it was very reminiscent. This is like kind of how Game 4 should have gone, because they played damn near so they ended up hitting 8 threes. So it's because those guys came in like the fourth quarter. They were just banging shots. But before that, it was bad from the from 3-point range. They couldn't hit a three before that. They were turning the ball over at will before that. They finished with 21 turnovers, which is insane, especially when you only force 10 for the other team. And that's like the OKC's bread and butter, is turning the other team over. Well, in this game, they were turning the ball over at an insane rate, and then they couldn't force another turnover. But I'm not worried about OKC, and that's honestly because I believe that in Game 4, they played their worst possible game other than this one, and they still won. So I'm confident of their odds going into a Game 7, because this team is too good for me to believe that they're going to have 3 of their worst games of the entire season in one series, especially when some of that stuff hasn't necessarily felt like the Pacers have forced it. You know what I'm saying? So obviously it's a Game 7. In the NBA Finals, I'm going to be watching no matter what happens. Love Island or not, I'm going to be watching the Game 7 of the NBA Finals. If it's 50-point game at halftime, I'll turn it off. But other than that, I'm going to be watching. So yeah, man, I'm excited for Game 7. You know, the 2 best words in sports and everything like that. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Thank you for watching. Let me know what y'all been thinking about Love Island. Don't spoil it, because like I said, we just finished episode 12. I think they're on episode, 15 might have came out tonight, or 14 came out tonight. So, you know, I got a few episodes left to catch up, but I'm sure those will be done tomorrow, low-key. If not tomorrow, then Saturday. Like, I'm going to be caught up before Sunday, probably. So, yeah, crazy show. Hey, if y'all haven't watched it, go watch it. Like, if you're the type of person where you know it's going to, like, tempt you into, like, lust and stuff like that, because these girls are all in bikinis and stuff, don't watch it. Just don't allow yourself to be tempted like that. But, man, for the drama and stuff, it's a great show. And I know I shouldn't be gossiping, but I love that show. That's a great show. Anyways, I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Thank you for watching. All glory to God as always. God loves you, and so do I. And send her home till the day I die. All right, peace out.